Hi there, Dr. Gary here on the road. We sell dental practices nationwide. We are dental practice brokers, and we've been doing this for 14 years. I was a dentist for 25 years, and now been doing the dental practice brokerage for the last 14 years. So let's get into today's topic. One of the biggest mistakes a seller of a dental practice makes when calculating their EBITDA. And we'll get into that. So as you know, we're now in 22 states, just opened up Ohio, Louisiana, and Alabama. We're going to Ohio, I think it's next week. So looking at 4 or 5 practices, and 4 of them are over $1 million. Kind of excited about that. And then we'll follow the trip up with Louisiana, Alabama. So it should be a great trip. And Pittsburgh area too, we're going to go see. Now, also, all the information you're about to hear is for entertainment purposes. It's not legal advice. We're available to you 363 days a year. And we take off Christmas and Easter. Our phone number is 201-663-0935. And our website is dentalpracticeguide.com or nationwidedentalpracticebrokers.com. So give us a call, even if you just want to chat. There's no charge. You want a free evaluation, no charge. Just give us a ring. We'll go give you a market pulse. And even if you're not ready for a few years, call us. We'll tell you how to prepare for the next few years, especially those of you that want to sell to a TSO. How to get ready for that, even if it's 5 years from now. In fact, we just had a doctor that did just that. 5 years ago, they prepped for the DSO sale. They improved the equipment so they could function better. They improved their systems so they could be more popular to the market. They also, what they did was they hired an associate and started ramping up the associates, because all the DSO sales love having associates in place working. This way they don't have to depend on the seller. If something happens to the seller, then the practice effect. Now you have a solid working associate. It makes a big difference. They did that too. So call us about that. But anyway, getting back to it. Now, if you're thinking about selling to a DSO yourself, give us a ring. We're not employed by them. We have our own, we're independent of them, but we know who the best ones are. For example, we know a DSO right now who's having big trouble and losing employees. They're cutting their employees, starting to sell some of their practices because they're in trouble. They overpaid for practices, and they are definitely in trouble. You won't read about this one. They just found out about this like 6 days ago. I spoke to one of the doctors that sold to them, and he sold to them 2 years ago, and he never received a profit-sharing distribution yet. That was interesting, so they're having trouble. So call us, because often they will pay our commission on these DSO sales, and generally, there'll be no, under most circumstances, there'll be no commission for you as a seller yet. You used us as a dentist and my team, accountants and marketing directors and so forth. You get our team at no charge to you. Plus, when you work with us, we'll get you, based on some small criteria, we'll get your legal fees reimbursed upon successful closing. So, give us a ring on that. We'll go over that with you. Okay? So, now today's topic, let's get into this. What is the biggest mistake a lot of these sellers make when filling out their EBITDA? EBITDA is, your earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, amortization. But really, EBITDA is you're really a net profit factoring in a doctor's salary. You got to pay a doctor to work there if you don't work there. You can't just say you're working for free, because you could work somewhere else. Or a better explanation is you buy a practice, you don't work there, and just hire somebody to work. What's going to be your profit? Net profit should be, if a well-run practice, should be 20, 21, 22%. Now, recently, we had this doctor. He says his practice is over 50% EBITDA. And we said, how could that be? How could everybody else in the country be 20, 21%, 22%, 19% net profit, and you suddenly are over 50%? What major error do most doctors of dental practices, sellers, make? And that is, they don't properly evaluate and estimate what the EBITDA is, because they don't factor in the salary of a doctor working there. Remember, EBITDA is like you own your own practice, but you buy a practice and just have somebody work there, and you never go there. What's your net profit? So that's the big error that they make, and that's the error that this doctor made. Because if you factor in what does the average DSO pay a doctor to work there as an employee once you sell, and generally they want you to stay on 3 to 5 years, they'll pay you 30 to 35% of what you produce and collect. You got to collect it. So that's where the difference is. That's how this one doctor got, over 50%. Well, he was wrong. Because if you take out 30, 35% out of that over 50% EBITDA or net profit with doctor's salary factored back in, you're going to get back down to your 20th percentile. That's how it would work. But doctor made an error in that, and it was that's an issue, okay? And often we come across this several times, and it's one factor that everybody forgets. We're dealing with this right now. You must factor back in that number. While we're on this subject, let me just kind of shift to another subject similar. A lot of bankers, they do understand the dental business, that is dental practice bankers. There's only like 5-6 bankers in the country that really know what they're doing. Even some of the largest banks in the country do have no clue how to factor in the dental profit and what the cash flow situation is. We have come across some bankers and then some independent bankers that we feel are the best in the industry. And we don't advertise them here, but we have one banker, for example, that's more independent. They're not a specific bank, but rather a money broker, I guess you'd call it. They shop the banks. But they know how to put the net profit and the package together. They know how to do it. They know how to normalize. So we will tell you about that.